everyone, I'm Christine from Yoga Berry. I'm a yoga teacher specializing in yoga for scoliosis. I also run a fabulous Facebook group which you're very welcome to join if one of your loved ones or you yourself have scoliosis. Your place for inspiration, for motivation, and meet other people with scoliosis as well. Good, so let's get started for today. I've got a short little practice for you which is suitable for all curves, also if you have a fused spine as well. So gentle practice, but we're gonna start in sitting first and then come up into standing. So you might be wondering why I'm sitting on a chair today. I just want to show that it's not necessary. Sometimes people are put off because they can't be on the floor. They find it difficult to get it back up. So yoga is really accessible. There's always different ways of adjusting your practice. So I'm going to start you off with a little meditation stroke relaxation exercise to begin with, and then we're going to do a few standing postures. Right, so when you're ready, so come into a comfortable seated position. You can either sit on your yoga mat if you're happy to sit cross-legged on the floor, or sit on your chair. And if you're sitting on the chair, sit on the edge of the chair. So you're not slouching, you're not leaning back, but rather than that, you're slightly tipping the pelvis forward and lifting up really tall through the spine. Roll the shoulders a couple of times and then just letting them slide down at the back. When you're comfortable, close your eyes and just take a few moments to settle here. So take any notice of any sounds around you. Just really listening of any sounds outside of the room that you're practicing, inside the room that you're practicing. And then bring your awareness inwards. So just observe your body for a few moments. So notice how you're physically feeling today. So try not to get caught up in any mental chatter about this and this has been hurting over the weekend, this was aching, this is not feeling well. Just what is present right now in this moment. Starting from the top of the head, scanning down the body, just noticing every single part. Does it feel good? Does it feel achy? Does it feel tensed? Try to give it some sort of label. Good. And then start to become aware of your breath. So in yoga, we're usually breathing in and out through the nose. So I want you just to observe any movements that the breath creates in the body. Might be movement of the chest, movement of the shoulders, movement of the belly. Just observing for now. Good. And then just notice for a few moments your left side of the body. See if you can really visualize breathing only into the left side of the body. Left side of the lungs, left shoulder, left side of the rib cage, left waist. Just for a few breaths, sending all your attention, all your awareness, all your breath into the left side. Good. And then bring your awareness over to the right side. We're going to direct our breath into the right side, right shoulder, right side of the lungs, right rib cage, right waist. And notice if this is harder or if this is easier. And I bet you will feel a difference between the two sides. So just noticing this. And before we center the breath, you might want to take a few extra puffs of air into the side that needs it the most. So decide what it is today, which side needs a little bit more prana, we call it in yoga, life force. And then for the next few breaths, imagine the breath traveling along the spine. So it starts at the base of the spine on the inhale, all the way up towards the neck and the crown of the head, and on the exhale down towards the base of the spine. On the inhale up towards the neck, and on the exhale down the base of the spine. Good. So before we start our physical practice, just take a few moments to notice how you feel after this just few minutes of relaxation and breathing awareness. Good, and then slowly open the eyes, and we're going to come into standing. So I'm going to bring the chair to the side. We don't need that anymore. Coming to your yoga mat or the space that you're practicing it, and we're going to bring the feet parallel. We're going to bring the feet hip distance apart. So you want the ankles aligned directly under the knees, knees directly underneath the hip bones. Lifting up through the crown of the head. And let's just do a little toe exercise. We're going to lift the toes off the ground and then see if you can spread the toes wide like your fingers. So spreading, see if you can get a little bit of space in between each toe. And there might be some toes that are stuck, so you can physically separate them a little bit. Just giving them some signals that it's time to spread out, to have a little bit more space. And then placing them down on the mat one by one, starting from the little toe, placing the little toe down, second toe, third, fourth, fifth is the big toe, or however you want to count. But we're really trying to, as if you imagine you're trying to grow your foot a little bit wider, a little bit longer. And then we're pressing into the ground. And this kind of pressure into the ground creates this rebound effect. So you can feel this energy traveling all up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. So just growing a little bit taller. Good. From there, we're going to do a little side bend. So we're going to bring the arms up over the head, taking hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, stretch up, and exhale over to the side. Doesn't have to be very far. We're just warming up. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, stretch over to the side. Good. Let's do this again. Lift up, inhale, and exhale over. Good. And one more time to the other side. Lift up, lengthen, exhale over. Good. Slowly coming back to center and release. Let's roll the shoulders a few times. So really creating some space here, squeezing the shoulder blades together at the back. Good. So we're going to do what we did just now. We're going to do that again, but adjusting it for curves. So if you have a fused spine, if you have a Harrington rod or any metally in your back, you will not be able to bend over very much. So I want you to really focus on lengthening through the side, and even like the tiniest little bend over to the side. Let the bend come from the hips. So you can shift your hips over to the side and then focus on the length. So this is for fused spines only. So I want you to really bend from the hips there. For anyone else, so let's talk about, I'm going to give you the adjustments for left lumbar curves and right thoracic curves, and then you can reverse any of those instructions if necessary. So a left lumbar curve, imagine my spine curving here to the left. What we want to do is create more space at the right waist. So when we're bending over towards the left, I'm really bending over from the hips, so similar to Harrington rod fused spines. When I come over to the right, I want to open this space here. So right thoracic curve, spine is curving towards the right, the left side is compressed. So if I'm bending over to the side, I'm opening through the top bit of the left side. So hopefully you can see the difference. I'm going to try to do this again. So have a look at this part of my body. So if I'm going to the left, I'm bending over from the hips. If I'm going to the right, I'm just bending over from the middle part of the spine. And that feels really nice for me. Good. So I'm going to do this one more time. So on this side, I'm lengthening here through the waist. And then on the other side, I'm lengthening just in the upper spine. If you have a C curve, thoracolumbar curve, it's actually much more easier because you only have to worry about this one big curve. So you will know which side feels a little bit compressed. So let's pretend you have a right thoracolumbar curve. So you will be slightly like this. So what you want to do is open the left side of the body a little bit more. So you can start on the left, do the right, and then do the left again. Or the other way around, whichever part needs to open. Good, so I hope this is helpful. Let's do one more pose before we come back to relaxation and Shavasana. Good, so we're going to do warrior two. So separate the legs, just in a comfortable wide-legged position. We're going to turn the right foot out and the left foot in. Good, so in Iyengar yoga, usually the heels are aligned, the front heel is in line with the inner arch of the back foot. However, if this feels uncomfortable, I'm not too strict on this sort of alignment because I do feel that it depends on body shape. So you can bring your foot slightly further forward. And then we're going to take the arms out to the side. So imagine you're extending through the fingertips into opposite directions. Inhale, and then on the exhale, we're going to bend this front knee. Now here there is a very important alignment cue. So I want you to keep the knee directly over the ankle. So what happens usually is that the knee tries to move to the inner side here. So keep it back over the ankle, extending the legs out to the side. Good, and we're going to take 3 long breaths here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. On every exhale, I want you to relax the shoulders. On every inhale, I want you to lift up through the crown of the head a little bit more. And exhale. Good, well done. So you can slowly build this up. Stay longer in the pose, but we're going to do the other side now. So right foot turns in, left foot turns out, and I'm slightly adjusting the feet as well to accommodate for my hips. Inhale, taking the arms out to the side, really stretching out in opposite directions. Inhale and exhale, bending the front knee. Watch that knee again. So if it comes forward, bring it back over the ankle. 3 long breaths. Inhaling, lifting up, exhale, relax the shoulders. Inhale to lift and exhale, relax the shoulders. Really extending through both sides. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bring the hands to the waist, turn the foot in and coming back to center. Good. So warrior two is a great pose to strengthen. You will feel this everywhere in the body, so it builds up strength. It's a pose to do when you're not in acute pain. So try to do it on a day when you generally feel good. And I would always, any sort of practice, I would follow up with a few minutes of relaxation, either coming back onto your chair, which we're going to do today, or coming into Shavasana, lying down on the ground. So I'm taking my chair back, sitting down, coming back to this lovely supported position, lifting up through the crown of the head. Close your eyes. Just noticing how you feel. It's a very short practice. We've only done a couple of poses. But I really want you to notice how this short practice might have already changed things in your body. Maybe you can feel the prana, maybe you can feel the life force, a little bit more energy running through some areas that felt a little bit dull or achy in the beginning. Relaxing the shoulders on every exhale. Good. And then slowly open your eyes. Good. So I really hope you enjoyed this practice. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Join us in the Facebook group. And if you want to work on a one-to-one basis, I do offer online private sessions via Zoom or Skype, and we can have a little chat and then design the perfect program for you, which you can practice at home.